Hello, everyone. Today is Friday, May 2nd, 2025. And today I thought I would share with you a little bit of a story behind my part time nomad lifestyle. So I'll take you back and give you some backstory, and then I'll bring you forward to where I am now and why I'm here sitting in my car. So I'm going to leave out a lot of details so this video isn't 100 years long, but I'll just give you a little flavor. And then if you have questions, you can ask them and I'll fill you in. So this nomad thing is not full time for me. And I'll start by saying that. And there are a lot of very interesting stories and people on YouTube who do nomading, digital nomading full time, and their stories are amazing. And I've watched a lot of them on YouTube. And a lot of them have started, like, I would say, since the pandemic. And many of them started also a little bit before that. But I would say since the pandemic, it's kind of blown up. But I've been sort of working from wherever since 2000 when I quit my job. So I guess you could say I'm a little bit of a pioneer. However, when I quit my job in 2000 to start my own business and work from home using a laptop and a Wi Fi connection, which allowed me to work from wherever I wanted to work, um, I was a little bit of an anomaly. Like, I didn't know anybody else that was doing it, but I was doing it. Um, but I did it so that I could be available to my children when they were young. And I didn't have any children in 2000. I had my first child in 2001. But I quit my job in 2000 so that I could prepare to be a digital nomad. That term did not exist back then, but that's essentially what I was doing. I didn't have a name for it. I actually called it being a lifestyle CEO. That was what I called it back then. That was a name I made up because I was the CEO of my life and my business. So I was a lifestyle CEO. That's what I called it. But the phrase that's caught on now is digital nomad. So I guess I'm a digital nomad, but I still like the term lifestyle CEO. So I guess I use them interchangeably. But anyway, in 2000, I quit my job so I could start my own business and work from wherever I wanted to work with a laptop and a phone because I wanted to have children and I wanted to be available to my children in ways that I couldn't be when I had a full-time job and had to get up and go to work every morning, someplace where my children were not. So I started a business so I could do that. And fast forward 25 years, and I still have my business and I'm still doing that. But now my children are grown and they're in college. So life is very different, but I still enjoy this lifestyle. I like it a lot. But behind the scenes, there are a lot of things that are great about this lifestyle, and there are a lot of things that are not so great about this lifestyle. So I'll share a few of them. But the story has evolved over the years so that while my children were young and at home, and I was able to work from home, it was great because I had the ability to work from home and I could go to the pediatrician when my children were sick, and I could be in the car rider line when I needed to be in the car rider line, and I could go to all the football games and the dance rehearsals and all the things. And it was really, really super great. So, but now that my children are grown and gone, I still do this, and it's really wonderful. And so I love it. And I actually, when my shortly before my last child graduated from high school, I actually took the back seats out of our SUV and I had somebody build in like a whole camper situation. I had a whole camper situation built into the car. I had a mattress pad put in and a mattress and like a little cooking table, and I had a place set up for a Jackery battery. Jackery is a brand of portable batteries, and had a little potty in the back seat and everything. And I really thought I was just going to like turn this into a whole serious digital nomad thing. But that didn't happen because my mom, who at the time was maybe, I guess at the time when I was doing that, she was about 93 or 94. She's 97 now. She got really sick. Her health started to decline. Really hot in my car. Let me turn my car on. Sorry about the fidgety camera. One of the things about being a digital nomad is you have to like record wherever you are, and there's like a huge rainstorm where I am right now. Make sure I'm on the air conditioning because it's really hot. You just kind of have to record wherever you are, right? So like look at this. I'll turn my camera around so you can see the rainstorm door. Look at that. It's really coming down right now. So trying to turn the camera around really slowly so I don't give you like vertigo or whatever. But anyway, my mom got sick, and what I realized was I kind of had to be, just like I was available to my children when they were young, I had to be available to my mom. So I had to like call off the whole digital nomad thing, and I actually moved from where I was living at the time back to my hometown so I could live with my mom. And that's what I'm doing right now. So I still sort of part-time digital nomad. I still get in my car and go wherever I want to go sometimes because I have other family members that help care for my mom. So I'm not the only one doing it. So I can go when sometimes I'm able to go, sometimes I'm not. And right now, for the month of May, I am totally remote. I've left my mom for the month so that I can be with my children. So my daughter is graduating. My son, who plays football for his college, May is the only month of the year that he's actually released from his obligations at school and for football. So I get to spend the whole month with him. So we rented an Airbnb, so we're going to be able to be together. So I'm super happy about that. But I'm in my car and I'm at the Airbnb right now, and he's arriving tomorrow. So the whole point of letting you know this is that I'm part-time. Like I do have a home base with my mom, but I get to, from time to time, be a lifestyle CEO, digital nomad, and move around. And that's what I'm doing now. So a couple of things in the background is like I get to work from wherever. So right now I'm going to be working from this Airbnb. And I can also go to different coffee shops in whatever area I'm in and work from there. So it's mainly positive. Like some of the challenges are that, like right now, I'm recording in my car, which is great, but I don't know what this background noise with this rainstorm is going to sound like for you. So I'm hoping that it's not too loud and you can hear me well. So that's one thing I'm hoping. The other thing is sitting in my car, like it's really hot in here. So I had to turn on the motor so I could turn on the air conditioning. And that required you to sit through a little bit of bumpiness with with the device that's holding my phone in place. So that's another thing. Sometimes when you're on the road, it's hard to find a Wi-Fi connection. So for example, I remember one day I had to record a live, like I had to actually go live. I had a live meeting with some of my clients and it was scheduled, and I had the place picked out where I was going to go, and I had it all timed perfectly, and I got there and their Wi-Fi was down. Their Wi-Fi was completely down. And and the event was starting in like 10 minutes. So I couldn't go anywhere else. So what I had to do was rig up my phone as a hotspot, which does not provide the best Wi-Fi connection, but it was all I had at the time. So I rigged it together really quickly and I went live, and it was a little bit spotty and it wasn't the best, but I did what I had to do. So when you're remote, sometimes these sorts of things happen. Your car breaks down, you got to find some place to take your car in a city that you're not used to. So that happens sometimes. There's all sorts of things that happen. But you kind of got a budget for these things. You have to make sure that you are prepared for life's little things that you're not necessarily planning for. So that's a thing as well. It can also get a little lonely. With virtual connectivity today, you are never really alone unless you want to be. Like you can always call people. Like I have meetings in my car. I have virtual communities that I'm a member of. I'm obviously a member of my own client communities that I have formed over the years to serve my customers and clients. But I'm also members of other people's communities, like mastermind communities that I belong to and so forth. So I'm never alone and lonely, unless I want to be. However, it does get kind of lonely, like when you're driving around at night and you're on a highway that you're not familiar with. Sometimes I get tired when I'm driving, and unexpectedly, I, might have to, get out my app and look for a place to stay if I'm on the road. And I think that I'll make it to the next destination, but at the end of the day, I'm like, I really don't think I'm going to make it to this destination. So I'm the type of person that's definitely better safe than sorry. So I will find a hotel and spend the night. I don't always like to leave my belongings in a parking lot overnight, even though I feel like I'm staying in a safe hotel. I never stay in a hotel that I don't think is unsafe. In fact, I have gone into hotels, even checked in and gone up to the room and been like, I'm not staying in this room, and checked right out. As tired as I am, I have checked right out, because if it looks great in the lobby and I get to the room and it's not so great, I will leave. Not so good. So I have had situations where even though I've felt safe, I still don't like to leave my stuff in parking lots overnight. So I will get the hotel, uh, the, the, the cart. I will open up my car and take everything out and take it up to my room. As tired as I am, I will still do that. So I feel like my things are safe. I always let people know where I am, friends. Like, I don't let YouTube know where I am, but I always let people know where I am. So people are familiar, like my friends and family members, they always know where I am. So I'm never, nomading without people who know where I am. I always make sure I know where the most convenient hospitals are, and urgent cares and so forth. And I always carry my insurance cards and so forth with me. I make sure that I have, any supplements and medications that I need. I always make sure I have those things with me. I always travel with ice boxes, so I have water. I always have snacks, so I don't have to stop at fast food. I will go to a grocery store in a hot minute and get real food, so that I'm not, dependent on, the stuff at the gas stations and so forth. I do track my route, so I know where gas stations are. I try to do that in advance. Um, so I do all these things in advance. But I am a part-time nomad, and it's also sometimes hard on relationships, because people who aren't nomads, and I do this by myself, like I'm not doing it with a partner or anything like that, so it can be a challenge sometimes to maintain relationships, because not everybody appreciates the digital nomad lifestyle. And so if you want to have a relationship and you're a digital nomad and your significant other or partner is not, like, that can be a discussion all by itself. So that's a thing to think about as well. So anyway, that's a little bit of the behind the scenes. And I enjoy it because I like to see different parts of the country. I like to travel. I like to check out small businesses in different cities. I think it's fascinating to see how other people live. I think it's fascinating to get to know and meet other people in different parts of the country. So I'll be sharing on this channel what I learn and how I meet people and the fascinating things that people share with me and the fascinating ways that people live in different parts of the country. I really think that one of the things that makes us better people is meeting other people and getting to know them, and maybe not intimately, but just getting to see them and learning a little bit about how they live and a little bit about how they think. I think that we live in a very polarized society today, and I don't like that. I don't like being polarized just because polarization is the way things are. I think that we are a lot more alike than we are different. And I think that our differences can actually be used as strengths if we allow that to happen. I think one of the reasons that doesn't happen is because it takes work. It takes work to compromise with other people. It takes work to listen before you speak. It takes work to understand another person, even though they're different from you. That takes work, and not a lot of people want to put that work in. I don't mind doing it. And I can have a good relationship with someone that I don't agree with on every little point. I can do that. And I don't feel bad if someone doesn't agree with me. And I don't have to argue with everybody about every little thing. I don't have to do that. So I I think that it's fun to meet other people and see how they think, even if they don't think like me. Not everybody thinks like me, and that's okay. And I don't think like everybody, and that's okay too. So anyway, that's a little bit of the behind the scenes here. And if you have any questions, or if you're a digital nomad or a lifestyle CEO, a person who runs their business from wherever, so that they can have like a business and also run their lives like with a little bit of freedom and flexibility. Like that's really what lifestyle CEOs do. If you have questions about that, I would love to answer them. If you would like to share a little bit about your digital nomad or lifestyle CEO life, I would love to hear about it in the comments too. And I will see you tomorrow. Let's see, how do we turn this recording off? Okay, bye.